It makes your life much easier when the first 2 minutes are just voice line.
Yeah.
We can't even cast. It's just...
I can sit here sipping my coffee. You know, I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, coffee's delicious.
I was hoping you were actually gonna sip that. I was gonna hear
I'm not gonna slurp it. I'll sip my coffee. I'm not gonna slurp into the microphone like a degenerate. That's not happening. I'm a professional broadcaster. I wouldn't dare.
Only drink and eat on stream, but do it properly.
Oh man, slack eating on stream. Nah. Nah. Too much for me.
Alright, that is a dead boar, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
So that's gonna be a really difficult start for Boom in the top lane.
It got end.
Yep. This is a very good ward, actually. The harder D ward if you put it here. I don't know, actually, the sentry normally you put around this area catches it. But the frost stars as well. FBZ quite confident here because of help from Jokam.
They've got both bounty runes. Oh, Sam's given up.
There's
a stout shield. I thought he would have for sure committed for that. Interesting.
Mayfair agrees, like, what are you doing, Sanking?
Do you lose?
I agree, they could have. No, they take the two bounties, each team divides them, but I think the burst strike. Also, Arc Ward in particularly carry. I'm surprised he didn't, play more aggressive with the Spark Wraiths.
Oh, so then the BoomID get at least 3 or 4 there. Well
yeah,
done, well
they have very good
Fnatic.
route takers.
I mean, Fnatic were hiding a lot of their heroes, so Boom very fearful of what was coming over the hills.
Yeah, they were playing around with that.
2 early observer wards from the Dire team. 1 blocks top large camp, stop Sand King manipulating the creep wave because you got a Drow and an Oracle. 2 heroes that can't really, shove or drag back. You're gonna have to rely pretty heavily on the small cap, which has already been blocked by the Hawk up top. So it's pretty much going to be a static lane. It looks like no pulls from one side or the other, thanks to some nice warding and hawking. Mid lane, pretty simple. 2 mid observer wards, nothing out of the ordinary. Storm against Queen of Pain should be a nice, fun matchup to watch. And bottom lane, DJ will be taking an absolute beating from KitQ. Like you were saying, this Spark Arc Warden, a pain in the backside to deal with. But Ice, he's been kept nice and comfortable here by DJ, who's done all that damage. So the Brook farm.
I'm loving it. Rubik, I think, is walking for those Spark Wraiths, just like, well, I have to do it. The Spark Wraith, though, very powerful level 1. Not so strong, doesn't scale up so strongly. 70 damage per level is okay. It's not really the best spell. So while it is nice in the beginning, it does make a huge impact afterwards, and that's fantastic. What is that for? Okay. And I still think those are going to start with this lane. It's quite difficult to actually manage here, especially with Shakiro being particularly stopping the Brewmaster. Notice he actually went for Thunderclap as opposed to the Drunken Caller first. Probably because you have the 2 breath following you down, it's easy to kite you, and then of course Liquid Fire as well. Like, you're not that great at Brewmaster against Shakiro. Shakiro, you're saying, is a really good strong laner, but he's just good against most heroes that want to deal physical damage. That XP low is no joke.
The start of the game, you think about the first 3 levels, so kind of 80% of the damage being done, the trade of regen and the trade of harass is just literal right click, just punching. Jakiro, mitigates a good 30-40% of all that physical right click investment. So you're keeping, not only are you stopping your opponent from getting their own regen efficiency, but you're keeping yours. You're not burning through mass amounts of hangos and salves. We can see 5 still up on the Arc Warden. Jakiro, having pulled a couple, still has 1 and a Fairy Fire. Whereas Ice is going to start dipping out. With Salve, DJ has literally nothing left. Good start with Boots. He's been given a couple by Ice. Lane progresses. But now DJ, what's he up to? Is he going to start stacking? He feels a little bit lost. You can't stay, you can't play the lane.
Well, I think stacking is the right way to go. You have a Drow, right? Like, it's never...
Yeah.
And she's one of the few here that you're like, you're not really concerned anyone else taking the Ancients in the enemy team. Beast is not going to go for his axes, right? Let's be serious. So
I think top lane should be where we look for kills. Yeah, starting off now, they've hit level 2, Master and to make a dash from Oracle and Drow. It's substantial. 1 more hit from MP, not in range.
Very good board play there. Actually hitting. Though it's level 1 boar. The Drow had to concentrate on Beast Master, could not kill the boar in time, and that board literally saved his life. Man just up, and they're kind of okay now. And once you get Sanking level 2, or sorry, level 3, you start having a bit more damage to play with, and you can actually be threatening in case you try to do this again against Beastmaster.
Yeah.
He's a pretty big hero anyway.
And depending whether or not, Jokum goes for the 2nd level in the burrow, you've got that additional range to catch out Gems, who is a very squishy hero with Oracle. No regen remaining on him. 500 HP. A couple of boards are up to level 2 now with a Burrow Strike, which is level 2 very soon. Could be the end of the Oracle.
Yeah, exactly. And they're definitely the double board now. As long as if you can keep the double board alive, it's a pretty big board. Manage to get that extra damage, extra lasting potential as well. FPZs do. I mean, the MP clear to go the board as much as possible. It's keeping hidden now, acknowledging that animal cruelty is wrong. It's gonna work out for him. It's unfortunate.
Stacks by the Rubik now, triple icon ancient. So they definitely are very focused building up Drow bank back in the jungle.
I mean, it's so easy to get those angles, right? It's just items or anything. Yokan could be in trouble in top lane, though. Another kill attempt.
At bottom, they're also losing Jakiro.
Well, yeah, he could have gone down to ice. No help from Fervian there. Spark Grid level 2. See, not have what?
And
it
top
seems
lane, Jokum dying as well.
Yeah, Frost Arrows keeping him low. Oh, he actually manages to pick the play with Burrow Strike. Goes to the tree. TP. MP's trying anyway. One last hit.
Feels bad, man. Super close though. Bottom lane, they lift the Jakiro back into the Thunderclap, and Brewman just gives him the old whack. Level 4 on Brew, so he had the 2 points in the Brawler. Lots of damage, and Jakiro without boots really did suffer quite heavily. And then top lane, it really is just this battle of attrition. Both sides running through all of their regen, just being punished and harassed for the solid 5 minutes of laning stage that they've already had. I would have thought though that Sand King Beastmaster would do a little better there. Drow and Oracle proving just to be that little bit too strong, slippery.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. I was thinking it's the board game, right? Like if you kill the boards, Beastmaster's impact in lane is heavily taken away.
And Oracle, one of the few supports that does very well against kind of finishing off the board and killing them, right? With Fortune Zone to set them in place, and then Purifying Flame level 2.
And then Frost Arrows to make sure that they can actually, walk away either. It's a difficult lane to play for them. The bottom lane also not going too well for the Arc Ward. I mean, he's fine in terms of last hits, but
Brewmaster doing so well is definitely an indication of how things are going. Like Ice doesn't really care. He's just there's no stuns. He's just gonna keep you out.
I think that's the big thing Jakiro in Arc Ward lane doesn't have.
We've seen some Jakiros at level 3 go 1-1-1 just to have a stun. This time not the case. 2-0-1 on Execute. And bring the Sand King box, so they're actually safe lane tri-laning, so they're pretty juicy stack. A lot of money here. What's who it goes to though? It looks like Sand King's going to take the lion's share of it. Oh, Warden peeping out QCs.
Yeah, so they're concentrating a lot on the... No, it does seem like the big ones at least are going to Arc Ward with Sparta. It's right. It's quite big. But the timing for Arc Ward unfortunately just won't get quick at the Drow. I do think Drow can actually eat out Arc Ward, especially with those ancient stuff. Check it, by the way. Nah, still floor.
Hasn't made any additional ones.
Beastmaster from the top lane has to TP. He can't just TP. They will. No need for a stun if you can just kill him. And you already have marksmanship on him. What? Wow, that is fast, especially for a dual lane Drow.
I do go. I said something bot. Keep getting involved. Level 2 Burrow Strike and Ice without that TP home this time. Unable to escape. Lots of jungling happening. We've got Soul Camp stacked up nicely by Kezcute down bottom. Storm Spirit stacked up his medium camp north of the mid lane pretty decently as well. So there's lots of farm to fall back on here, as a fair amount of these cores have started to not struggle, but definitely feel uncomfortable in the laning stage. We're seeing a lot of pressure coming out of the supports, but these cores will start dipping back to farm the jungle as MP moves towards the Ancients. Clearing through those, Jabs can maybe claim some of the shared experience as he walks on by. Smoke coming into mid, looking for the storm, but Abed, like I've been saying, he's very afraid of where these supports are going. Don't know if he knew about the smoke. There's no wards or vision covering that southern area, but he will dodge it. Jabs, on the other hand, will not. Walk straight into the 2 of them. And as we see in the business, he tanked the gank.
Yep, tags the gank. And now they can take a tower because of this, ideally. Oh, Ice has actually rotated this tier 1. This could be a problem. Jokam is acting as the guardian here. Full Sandstorm, so if you get hit by the burst, a lot of damage going your way. Ice decides to take a different route. Ha! I'm smarter than you. I don't need to go for that Sandstorm. And now they can actually go for Mikoto. Ideally, Abe takes Vortex, but the Ice saves Mikoto for a while. He's stuck away. Mikoto gets it in time. Unfortunately, it might not be so lucky. He still has the burst, like goes down to the low ground. Ice can fall through on it as well. Sonic Wave to the face. Hey, Ice has been deleted. Mikoto wants to keep him fighting, but there's just not much you can do, even with the double damage. Now with the Primal Roar, setting up again for this kill. Knife bait Cedic, Nikoto's on trouble, no more double damage, and he does down for this Rubik kill.
Man, that Queen of Pain doesn't quite get the Storm fully there in the river. Could have potentially killed off Brew and Storm together, but Abed escaping of his teeth and then committing for that Rubik kill as well. Really nice ATD, I have to say, from Jeb, baiting the Queen of Pain in, allowing for that trade back under the tier 1. And what's happening in this game? 6 heroes mid, all of a sudden, 9 minutes in, having a massive brawl in that middle lane. 30 seconds until the bounty come up the lower. This is going to be the next big point of contest. You know, we've got Brew level 6 ready to fight. Well, Spirit comes down towards bottom lane as well, as Jabs and MP already in the area. Should be able to secure up both of the southern boundary. And let's look at BoomID, Sand King, Arc Warden, Jakiro. They're lurking in the shadows down south as well. But I don't think they've got an opportunity to get the bounty as they get jumped on. A move towards the Sand King should be able to bring him down. Kill claim by Fnatic, and that will secure both through there. And Arc Warden's like, sod this, I'm out, I'm going top lane, see you guys. Double bounty for Fervian will be able to finish off his Hand of Midas. Get a nice bit of gold pocket money for himself to move on forward. This came on a knife's edge though, you know, 4-6. Very little in it network-wise, lead one way or the other. Boom, a very explosive lineup and an explosive draft, sure, with Arc Warden and Queen of Pain. But KezQ gonna get caught on 3 on tier 1. Nice size Jabs will punish and take the objective with a catapult wave.
Well, I mean, it's a small kill with a support, but if you get into tier 1 with it, that's fantastic. We actually see a rotation here with the second support. I'm doing the classic strategy of going in 1 by 1 and sacrificing your core. What? Okay, never mind. You don't have no dust. There's no vision for sinking, so he's gonna survive this completely. And we are seeing MP starting to rotate and take the enemy farm with their jungle being taken away. He's leading net worth quite nicely, and he already took that action stuff we saw earlier. So.
Yeah, I just swapped over to net worth, and I was like, okay, we see Drow with what, like 80 CX, Storm 74, paying 70, it should be close. Storm 4k net worth, Drow a solid 2,000 difference. And Abed on this Storm, looking for KezQ, and that's a free kill with the haste rune. Gets the kill rune, powers up, runs through that jungle, and an easy peasy kill over on poor little Jakiro, who has no boots still, 11 minutes in, and he's got no movement speed on the double-headed dragon.
With that, Fnatic with 1k in the lead, they have managed to win the lanes. You have a Drow lineup, and all you need to do now is make the Storm also become slightly powerful. It's up to the Corbin now. She managed to push out these lanes and stop the objective taken. He has this going on the Maelstrom first, but if you don't get the Maelstrom, your lane taking or your lane pushing in general is quite garbage. So Fervian just needs to play passively for a while. Hopefully Queen of Pain can open up some kills here. Mikoto is getting into that middle lane, hoping to save from Abed's wrath.
Creating some space. This Beastmaster and Queen of Pain need to really pair up, maybe even get the trio going with the Sand King and look for kills, especially the Drow Ranger, because Fnatic, they're accelerating. Net worth lead will not indicate that right now, but it will increase significantly as they go for a fight in through Guts path. The Storm will fall, and Beastmaster is a goner. Split even use. Brewmaster's like, let's get in here.
I mean,
tower.
You have the tower, right? You have Pulverizer on the... on the Earth Spirit, so you can get this tower quite nicely with the split. You're forcing a clip for early, doesn't really matter to get tier 1. Let's see what else you can do. A cycle to establish Jakiro for now, but no setup. The tower will fall.
Auto cam.
Yeah, so the assisted camera is zooming in and out, and I'm trying my best to...
Automatically?
Yeah. So as, when you walk through the thing, it'll zoom in and out what part of the terrain you're at.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're sorry for the weird, like, slight zoom in, slight zoom out. We're trying our best to keep it level, but I don't really know what way the camera goes necessarily.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. We don't want to turn this assisted camera off, though, because that does make it... I'm just not good as an observer. I'm sorry, there's nothing more that he said. Well, Sand King Power Strike, they're gonna catch the Storm here. There's the Epicenter charged up. Abed. No, it's gonna be Jabs in trouble, sacrificing his life for the core. And that's good, though. Abed saved himself because of this.
Yeah, keeping our Storm alive. Wasting Raw and Epicenter for an Oracle kill feels pretty bad as Boom. They will go deeper looking for the Drow Ranger, but MP has already fallen back from the jungle camps. Does create a bit of space for Fervian, you know, he's got himself 2/3 of the way through his Maelstrom. That Hand of Might is off cooldown now. He's getting usage out of it, all nice and dandy. FBZ is going to take out the stack that Drow made for herself. But Fnatic really do have this nicely controlled. They've got the vision of where people are moving in and out. So ISIS on lane, they feel and see the Beastmaster Jakiro tanking, playing around that middle lane and playing through into full camp. But even though they kind of get pushed back, immediately come out aggressively. Because they see everything. The vision game is theirs.
Yep.
So they know when to pull back and play defensively and passively. They know exactly when to snap back the other way and find a couple of kills straight off the, like, boom here. It feels really bad. Oh, you get full gusted as well. No, no, this is not how it's meant to be.
Wow.
Oh, that is a chain feed. Oh, right. Okay, let's go.
When the F word has been used, that's some major words, man.
Yeah. What? I didn't swear. Yes, the F word.
Yeah, okay.
So let's procedurally think of what happened there, right? BoomID, what they want to do is they want to create space for Fervian, and at the same time want to catch the Drow and or the Storm. So they play forward into mid lane, they push out the mid lane to open that bottom half of the map so they can play through the river into the triple camp. They play into the triple camp, they miss out on the storm kill mid.
Yep.
It's the Oracle. Then they move into the triple camp, Drow moves backwards, Fnatic all fall back their third of the map, basically in their base. That's how defensive they were.
Yep.
And then immediately, because they see the Arc Warden is staying top, Queen of Pain has moved bottom, Beastmaster has shifted into the jungle of the farm, they come out quickly. That's the speed at which Fnatic are playing right now. They immediately move out, kill a sand, and then they go deeper to find another one, Jakiro, further back. And for some reason, I can't understand why. You lost two heroes as Boom, and Arc Warden is still top. So your best scenario is a 2v4 or a 2v5, and Boom still walk into that fight, which is bizarre to me. Really feeling it was way over aggressive. Maybe Quap thinks, hey, I've got a big Sonic here, but I still feel it's just not effective.
Catch the Storm here from Aurora. He's hit the false promise. Oh, he's been disarmed. The Epicenter does nothing though, given the Fate Phoenix, which means the Sanking feels useless. Now Mikoto could be in trouble up ahead. Quite confident in this team fight, but realized the Macropar actually hurt him a considerable amount. And the point you were making, especially the moving in team fight, was odd because usually when you see your teammates dying, you will stay high ground and say, well, if they make the mistake of going up to the high ground, we'll surprise them with a Queen of Pain and the Beastmaster, kill them. But it's walking right into the team, right into that gust, right? Like they already have the superior vision to begin with, but you're also giving it to them. He's stressing out a bit much about these kills, and like you're saying, the Beastmaster and the Qual just haven't had the impact they were hoping for, especially his Beastmaster with only 4.7 worth. Yeah. He's below the Rubik, he's lads, he's done absolutely nothing in this game.
Especially when the Beastmaster has gone tempo item build, you know, the Vlad is very much a group up and push towards objectives. It isn't a split push.
Yep.
It's not a dag Shadow Blade. You can go those pick-off plays necessarily easily.
Or solo kills either with the Necro.
Yeah. But you have Sanking Blink Dagger coming up, so that's going to be what they're aiming for right now. Orchid on Pain isn't too far away, but primarily they will be aiming for Sanking to kind of get them off the mark and choke him. He's kind of rushed it, you know. Tranquil Stick, Quelling Blade into the blink, no stat items or anything like that.
You're a support second. Let's not ask that much out of the poor guy.
But I mean, occasionally we see Arcane or Urn or...
I agree, yeah. Soul Ring as well, yeah.
A full wand maybe, but no brand is for him. The trouble is Fnatic have now got themselves their items. They've got to such a decent lead. The Storm Spirit has Kaya working on his own Orchid, and they're in that classic race, basically. If we remember back 4 or 5 years ago to where Dota 2 used to be, or Dota 1 even, the Queen of Pain versus Storm Spirit matchup, it's a classic. It really is. And it all used to come down to whoever gets Orchid first wins the matchup, but the game, back then, it really was just the game off of the timing of your item. And Abed, with this decent positioning he's got with the guy into Orchid, is still going to have Orchid a reasonably fast time. But he's got the backup of the Oracle. That means that the Queen of Pain's Orchid isn't going to be as effective as his. Like we said about the Jakiro, there's no save for Jakiro. They will make it from top.
Episode charged up. Saying this could be in trouble. Pearl split though. Keeps him in place. No primal for you. And now you get in the bubble. Fervian could be in trouble. The Storm to jump in. Wants to go first. It needs to be finished off with Abed. Now she's dying to Mikoto, who stays his ground there. Now Drow Ranger a bit out of position. The second I just stun him, but there's no more damage for him. And Mikoto does kill off the Oracle in the backlines, not before he gets off his false promise to leave his Drow. And he is now versus 2. And Markfish, but the B-Master stays near him, stick to him, and with that, MP will go down. Sonic that misses completely as DJ steals that burst, like walks away, but he's the only member of Fnatic in his team fight.
Fnatic coming there feeling really strong. They've lost the blaster, but a number of spells expended on him, right? The Primal Roar being the most important one. That is down. The Storm and Drow feel much more emboldened to go in and play aggressively.
That was
the trouble being Storm was on 470 mana when he died, and he stopped and took.
Oh, wait, look at this! It just went from downtown to Shakiro's face, and away he goes.
So yeah, Storm was on 470 mana when he died, so he had mana for blocking technically. So what I believe happened is that he made the call for Jabs to save him, and Jabs didn't quite get the false promise on Storm in time. So Storm therefore, dies, and they're forced to use the false promise later. They've lost the majority of the damage, but more importantly, it's that in-out guerrilla warfare that the Storm bring, jumping in and out of the fight, is what they most desperately needed to catch the Queen of Pain on the way out. She blinked to safety. But I think it was just like a miscall from Fnatic, like one mistake like that, where Abed says, hey, I need false promise, and Jabs doesn't quite get it, which means it dies, and there's this domino effect, where Fnatic's turn to chain feed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But that puts BoomID straight back in the game.
The Fnatic guys did overstep because of that. I mean, they didn't really consider that team fight entirely. They did kill Fervian stuff, but they were kind of tunnel visioning there, thinking Fervian is the good thing. D, but it's quite fantastic actually. Queen Pain's keeping herself relevant, even though you're Gordon. You're not putting all your farm on this hero. You're not playing for Protect 1. Because that, Mikoto can actually have a bit of impact. And I'm surprised at it, because they genuinely were thinking Mikoto is you at this point. He's not an Arc Warden. We don't care about him. And all of a sudden he came in with a Sonic Wave matches to deal quite nicely with the supports as well.
Or bottom lane, Storm Spirit. Oh, he's dead.
Okay, yeah.
I thought FPC has the Shadow Blade. I like it. We were talking about where he needs to go, and they've got that solo pick-off item on the Beastmaster now, so he can play with Queen of Pain. Didn't quite act the Storm though. He was in the right place, right time, just not quite in range. Abed placing that ball lightning very nicely. And speaking of Abed, he's got his Orchid in like 400 gold, so Queen of Pain's EKB cannot come soon enough.
Up top, Fervian's in trouble. They didn't catch his clone. They caught the real one with a gust. There's little he can do. He's just gonna go down.
Tempest double root, by the way.
Oh, did he actually steal it? Oh, that's really good.
He's TP in bottom lane. Get and go.
Who's a better Arc Ward? Is it DJ?
That's so funny, actually.
I love that you can steal this, but you actually still a lot of gold. Right. Well, it should be a lot of gold. Is that bro? Did they forget to update his bounty?
No, so I've seen it before where the gold doesn't show in the Tempest and doubles, and I think it's just a bug. You should still get the whatever 50 or whatever million.
I mean, sure, it's a very well supported donor.
10,000 gold or whatever it is.
It's 200.
Yeah, I know.
It does feel like
200, 250. I couldn't remember which one it was. And I was just like, yeah, 10,000 gold. It's like a million.
It is a lot of gold.
Just round it up, Just keep rounding up until you get to a million. So
don't chain feed the clone, Rubik, if that is the case. If not, if it's bugged, then, go ahead, abuse the bug as much as you can. Oh, smoke.
Queen of Pain just died, by the way.
I did not see that actually. How did
mid Storm's Orchid? I'm guessing. Yeah, Storm fresh Orchid. Yeah, we were talking about that.
I've been just zooming in and out of mid lane. Oh, wait, Primal Roar could catch him. Parched up with a Bird Strike as well. Keep him in place. Sentry. Whoa, the Orchid stops the Bird Strike. That Sentry took way too long to come out. They're very confused by that invis from the play, and they managed to kill for the second time. They get the clone for free as well.
Ooh.
So that, I don't know what to say to that.
This is Fnatic. Well, Fnatic know what to say. This is them saying they're not messing around anymore. They're here to win. They're here to play the game. Not giving it away any free team fights away to BoomID anymore. And they will secure this Roshan for themselves with EPICENTER and Raw both down. Difficult prospect for BoomID. Don't contest this. Even Sonic Wave is down for 45 seconds. Roshan already dead, pretty much gone. Ages for Abed there. So he's got Orchid Kaya, 1,400 gold in the bank towards his Bloodstone. Hurricane Pike and Manta Star now done over on your MP Drought Ranger. Even Jabs hasn't earned someone who very rarely has any items. You've got Blink, East, and Arcades on DJ. This Fnatic side, they are ready. They smoke, they know that they are strong, they can take team fights. As long as they get that initial pick off, well, Storm gets into the back lines to grab, get a kill. With the numbers advantage, they should have an easy time taking these fights. But If BoomID get jumped, they do have the superior team fight. We said in the draft, BoomID have the big wombo combos. They've got the team fight ultis, they've got the catch and kill potential. They just need to make sure that the vision game is theirs. But Fnatic is so good with these ults and sentries. Getting deep into the jungle.
Awkward smoke.
That's fine, they'll catch that bottle.
I mean, it is a support, I guess, but you could count him without the smoke. There was a blind smoke there, right? So I guess it doesn't really... the timing was correct, right? But the invasion was simply not there. No, there's a fight. They're both silenced, but I think Stormers will get much more damage. Looks like Queen of Pain go. Take the Aegis for free. Walk away. Mikoto stands his ground. He acknowledges he's a strong player as well. Can't be killed by Power. And nice this in the middle lane. It's not going to be from the army owner ready. Yes, levels as well. So the lanes are going to start to put Fervian. So we should talk about timings, but you know, BoomID is not too far off either. For with the Mjolnir travels in Midas. Yeah, the Queen of Pain with Orchid now almost finishing up the BKB to deal with the Storm. And the Storm won't have the equivalent, right? He actually decided to go away from that Bloodstone, go for Perseverance instead, and just straight up BKB.
BKB, yeah.
Much better option, I think.
He's realized Queen of Pain's rushing BKB. He kind of has to do the same thing.
I'm loving this matchup. This classic matchup Storm QuALIFIER is so fun to watch.
It really is. Both with, you know, macro and micro maneuverability, getting across the map in team fights.
Very similar item builds as well.
It's real nice to watch.
I love that Says walked in, it's like, whoa, this really ghosts. Nope. It's walking, no bounty for me. Actually starting to push these towers. It's actually up to the tier 3, and Fnatic have up dealing with his clone because he's actually quite strong right now, and forgot that Fervent could just push your tower, then Abed is forced to TP for nothing. Not even 200 gold.
Fnatic do still have to be very wary. Their double wards are both in the top part of the map, around that kind of tier 1 area. They don't have too much vision in towards mid or bottom lane. King Jakira and Queen of Pain, yeah, they saw Mikoto for a second there. Looks like the catapult just caught a glimpse of her. Difficult to play into it though, and then Fnatic gets scouted by the Beastmaster board.
God, because they were going to get scouted by the man himself right after.
There's really nice kind of poke and prod from both teams, right? They're looking for these entry points. They're looking for any kind of opportunity they can to begin a default. Because both teams want to fight. Both teams feel strong. You know, 9-19, it feels like, or it looks like, by the metrics, Fnatic are massively in the lead. And yes, they do have the kind of item advantage overall across their heroes, but they still don't have the team fight advantage.
Yeah, that single target that the Beastmaster provides into the team fight that Tanky provides to become more powerful, right? The cycle is nice for Brewmaster, so you only take a hero out of the team fight at best. You don't do anything more than that.
But I think there's a big difference between the BKBs of the Radiant and the Dire, right? The BKBs of the Radiant allow them to win fights, and the BKBs of the Dire allow them to win the game.
Okay, that's a bold statement. You're right, I mean, we have a Drow, right? So I guess that's...
Like Drow and Storm, if they get BKBs...
You're just unkillable for a while.
It's all magic damage on the Radiant side, so you literally become unkillable. And then you have Fall Promise, Fatey, Oracle, so you've got tons to mitigate the majority of the damage of BoomID. As long as you can cast your spells and your items, you know. If BoomID... Again, it comes down to its idea who gets jump first, who has the best vision. Because with Blink, Burrow Strike, with the Shadowblade Roar, these instant initiation, they can catch you when you cast the BKB, your Ball Lightning, or even your False Promise.
Yeah, there is some physical damage here though on BoomID starting to build up. Unfortunately, the Arc Warden has to go for the Hurricane Pike, because otherwise you can't deal with Drought or Storm. But you know, he's starting to build up items that actually give him some physical damage. Beastmaster went for the Wild Access damage, which is not very common, but you're not going to go for armor against a Drought. And Queen of Pain starts to hurt with the Orchid and Black King Barlow. He deals 200 damage per hit, a bit more, 220-ish, 230. So, let's see. This next team fight, Dark Warden spot up, Fervent in the best positioning, he's going to get killed off. Aurora a bit too late, Mikoto trying his best, that Sonic Wave, the Magpie drops, but it's just not going to hurt them enough. Without Fervent, they're lacking, like you were saying, real damage source. And Abed will actually survive this as well, thanks to the False Promise, so Fervent has to be much more careful. That Storm is just the bane of his existence.
Yeah. You get jumped. It literally is that. Very, very rarely we have these situations in Dota where it is, you know, it is a Boolean answer. Right? It is 1-0. It's like, do I get jumped? Yes, I've lost the team fight. There's nothing really you can do to mitigate it. And again, we come back to the potential for picking heroes with saves or picking heroes with counter initiation. And BoomID really have the opportunity to get themselves a proper 5v5 team fight.
Now it's Storm tier, so they was the blast because he's like, you know what? I can do that in. Ice path. That's Ranger, but there's just no follow-up. You really rely too much on the Arc Ward and the Queen of Pain and backline. What just trying to deep skip the lane, right?
Oh, and Stormfall said she have BKB CD. Oh, 5 seconds on cooldown. Cooldown still. Damn.
Skipping the lane with a Storm is a tall order.
Again, we come back to talking about the Storm Spirit. Another? Oh, it's just a club.
This is the club. But still, it's free gold. It's 240 actually. I was on myself.
This is why the Storm pick was so good. Again, the Arc Ward in particular, leaving Queen of Pain. Being able to very quick. And I feel okay with Storm kind of delaying BKB here. I clicked MP because I was thinking in my head when you said it, as long as the Drow goes BKB, then it's okay.
And she does it.
Yeah, and she has it completed now. If you go no BKBs across your 2 cores, I think you are pushing the limits, Fnatic, but they know exactly where that line is. And it's not as if Arbed's not going BKB, right? It's Bloodstone, tacks him up, gives him that mana regen, the more kill threat and scaling ability. It's a backup plan. It's a safety net.
The later you get BKB, the better, honestly. Like, the more you can play potentially BKB, the later you can use 10-second BKB. Imagine a Storm, like, minute 32, more or less. Let's see, gets it. Yeah, going for Lucans first, which is not the craziest of ideas. You get a BKB then, you know, the latest point in the game, you have this 10-second invulnerability essentially to kill. Arc Warden is just not going to tank up this game because you need that physical damage you were mentioning, because otherwise how do you deal with a Drow? But that means you don't get the item that potentially could tank you up. You're not going to get Scythe of Ice because you can't afford it. You need that. You need a butterfly list.
One of those interesting kind of core tenets of Dota 2 that every team and every player wants to play as greedily as possible until as greedily as possible and try and just slightly let the opponents have that
line as much as possible.
Yeah, have that window. Back when we used to see the Midas meta, you know, it was all about getting the fastest Midas. All about
the Midas Crystal. Oh, right, sooner. The recent Midas meta.
Yeah, the recent Midas meta. And from that Midas meta, the Vlad meta, right? Where it went from being as greedy as possible, getting Midas to be more greedy, teams adapting and reacting to the Midas meta, saying, hey, we can get fast and we're still back on and pushes and betters about this back and forth, adapting looking for animation.
Honestly, it's not that good. I hate to say that that was a good deal, but you damage is not the most important thing for an Oracle. I think solo kill Storm great, but right now I'm super difficult to catch Abed. That's a promo pretty considerable hard time. And as you can see, but he doesn't know if he's gonna go for BKB or the Lincolns. He's swapping between them, but it makes sense. Like the promo roar starting to become not really a tool again. You have ball line level 3. You can actually zoom fast enough or fast enough so that promo roar can't catch you and done. It's way too long a charge time. It's not that strong of ability anymore. That's why Beast Man doesn't get picked every single game.
1%.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Bottom lane
attack.
shoved in again by Fervian's Arc Wall. 10%. Storm has spent time clearing out bottom wave, and he's just given up. Abed doesn't want to sit bottom anymore as Roshan has respawned. MP starts to buff, and Abed straight into the pit we go.
Yep, it's gonna be a Roshan balling for Fnatic, and there's actually also a pretty huge rush. They actually give the cheese to Dry Ranger, which I love because you allow them to surround you. You can use them whenever you want, and you have essentially a double life trap. Very difficult kill, and he's starting to go for his first damage item, that being the big damage item, I guess. That being.
And there's the Drow. There's the Storm BKB.
Okay, so he does go for BKB again.
So now we have the double 10-32
minutes.
BKB, right?
So,
Awful.
it's a very, very difficult team right now for BoomID.
This is endgame.
Your damage was coming from Jakir, that's completely nullified. Sanking 2, like you were mentioning earlier. Queen of Pain, I guess, still have Sonic Wave.
Yeah. So now the game for Boom is very much try and take a fight outside of your base, smoke up, try and find a choke point, your shrine, potentially somewhere in this area down towards bottom rune, maybe defend your top. It's going to come down to defending your shrine areas. Or if you want to play super passively and defensively, you sit back and defend your barrack. But the trouble with that is you don't really have the opportunity to fight BKBs as effectively. So if you play outside of your there's a sentry there, pre-placed already. 70 seconds on the sidelines with no buyback. Oh, he's got it in 60 gold. He might have it in time for this push.
That's really unfortunate. You're saying you can play defensively, you can play a bit offensively. Doing that, Arc Warden and Queen of Pain have been doing a good job of pushing that lane. We definitely need the Arc Warden and the clone to be able to win in the field. These racks and go for the Arc immediately, perfect to save him, but no, it's not good enough. The BKBs make him essentially gods. What's cooking is BoomID's chances of winning this game right now.
Oh, Brewmaster has a BKB casually off that hand of Midas.
Yep.
Blink lands BKB even towards an AC, but you know,
there's no physical damage.
As I said, they get BKBs and the game ends.
Creep skip all you want, Queen of Pain. The creeps are already there. Yeah, exactly. They go back, they put him to the fountain because the creeps are stupid and they walk into their own. They're Kesku to not get.
The BKBs are down for Fnatic. Pretty deep.
Still coming wrong. And Mikoto BKB, but it doesn't matter. Marksmanship doesn't care about your golden god. Is immediately decimated as well. Fnatic, I mean, they're just gonna take this from GG of BoomID, who have completely given up on their chance of winning the game.
It was close to the first 15, maybe 20 minutes. Queen of Pain had a decent Artboard. Looks like it was farming up a storm. He was getting a split push going quite nicely. But it was always a matter of time. You look at Fnatic and you think, right, they have their primary items, they win a couple of team fights,